What's going on, everybody? It is Monday night, which of course means it's time for the Toy Picks Monday night live stream. So if you're catching this on the replay, here's the deal. Ready? Ready? Just keep watching because I don't know where this is going. I've got a few things queued up that I can talk about. We're going to see what everybody else wants to talk about and have a grand old time. Fair warning, there might be yawning in this one. I'm a little tired. It was a long weekend hanging out with the family. I was on the road this morning, coming back into this afternoon. Yeah. And it was about a 3.5 hour road trip. So, yeah, I might be a little beat. My brain might not be as sharp as normal, but that's kind of par for the course, I suppose. So, with all that said, let's find out what's going on. Let's check out the chat. Hang on, I forgot. I do have tabs prepared, but I forgot to grab one just because it's me. And like I said, the brain, it's broken. So let's head in here, and then we'll start checking the chat, see how everybody's doing. I'm pushing buttons. We've got dead air. If I don't keep just going, okay, here we go. We are at Boom Shakalaka. I am exactly where I want to be. Finally. Now, let's see what's going on with everybody. Sci-Fi George, thanks for stopping in, sir. Sci-Fi is always keeping us up to date on the latest news that I just don't know about, which is pretty sweet. Greetings and toytations, everyone. Ramen Toys has shown off packaging art for their 112 tanks, which means it won't be long before they start shipping. Four Horsemen's new line, Infinite Legions. Da, 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 da. Ooh, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I was gone this weekend, so I haven't seen any of this. I didn't know Infinite Legions anything was going down. We'll feature them teaming up with other creatures using their modular system. Ooh, that's kind of cool. They'll have a live stream on June 6th to show it off. More links and full pics of Studio Series 86 movie Megatron are. And everybody, I needs that Megatron, by the way. I have seen those online and he looks good, expect more big toy reveals next month at SDCC with a few, let's see, small offerings sprinkled throughout June, particularly for G.I. Joe. Got to get tough. I gotta stop saying that when I say G.I. Joe. That's just the wrong song. That's all for now. Back to you, Dave, and the da, 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 da. Let's see. Oh, world's greatest super team, the esteemed chat. And guess what, Sci-Fi? I would not disagree with that at all. By the way, I did get your message on IG. So, yes, I will get back to you. But I saw some of the stuff you were talking about there. Good times. Hola, Mr. Spencer. Good to see you, sir. Skew is in the house. Thanks for stopping in, sir. What's going on, Paul? Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody just hanging out and chatting with everybody. I likes it. What's up, Clankatron? Thanks again for stopping in, man. My gosh, we got Brick. Improv. Deliver the news with a London accent. Well, okay, here's what we're going to try and do right now. That's a little more Australian, perhaps. But maybe I can see what I can do. What's up, Brick? Thanks for stopping in, man. All right, we have stuff. We have from Cash In Chaser Ed, been a hot minute late night. Okay, we're gonna start this over. Don't worry, I will get this comment right. Been a hot minute, long night, staying up late, securing those pre-orders, hoping no taxes on these orders coming soon. Very nice. Although, man, long night waiting on pre-orders. What did you pre-order? We needs to know now. Whew. Oh, stay up till 3. Wow, man. Okay, those are hardcore pre-orders. And usually if I stay up till 3 a.m., I don't know what part of the country you're in. I'm on the East Coast. If I'm staying up till 3 a.m., it's because I need to jump on a Star Wars pre-order. Is that what went down? Star Wars, SHF, all that? Maybe I missed something. I don't know, but let us know. What's going on, Pixelated? Good to see you, man. Oh, maybe you've let us know and I don't know things. Ah, the Figure Arts One Piece Usopp, Segu, let's see, Ranger? I don't know. And Shocker Combatant were a big focus for me. Okay, so they weren't Star Wars, but they were definitely SHF. So I was partially right. Also, have no idea what I just said in that whole sentence. Sci-fi. Sorry, guys. Four horsemen teaming up with other creators, not creatures. Oh, that's kind of rad. I want to see that. That will be very cool. What do we have? Skew, Buddha. I have not been keeping up with the Motu cartoon stuff. We might look at some of that this fine evening. Nell Designs would resent being called creature with it, but uh-oh, it's not letting me select chats. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're back. Shoo! That was scary for a minute. Uh-oh, hang on, hang on. Now it's being funky again. I'm telling you, the internet chat thing, it doesn't enjoy me all that much. Here we go. Now we've got it. All right, Skew at Brick. You picking up Marvel versus Capcom Gargantos maybe for Conan? Yeah, and maybe Red Sonja and Brutal Realm. That is something, man. That Gargantos slash Shuma Gorath is going to look good in a lot of fantasy displays. Like if somebody just came up with a straight HP Lovecraft display, just throw that in there and you're good to go. What is going on, Alex? Good to see you, man. Whoo! Oops. The chat jumped. I had to go back. We're okay. I'm on Michigan time. Well, there you go. Fantastic. HLJ stuff went up at 3 my time. LOL. One Super Sentai thing, a few Common Rider things, a few anime figs. Wow, man. SHF will do that. But yes, being in the mitten, it helps us get up at 3 a.m. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but congratulations, man. That's pretty rad. I thought it was just the internet here in the new home. It's quite rural. Ah, yeah, yeah. It'll happen. It'll happen in the rural areas. However, in the new home, I like to hear it, John. Are you happy with the house? I mean, I'm going to assume so because you had to pick it. All right, Brick. At Cash and Chaser Ed. Excellent taste. Great SH picks. Usopp looks fantastic, as does Aka Ranger. Now we need Sniper King and Germa 66 Sanji to just blend our One Piece and Tokusatsu worlds. Oh, so many words that I got nothing on. You guys make me look even sillier than I already am. Let's see. Skew. Uh-oh. Oh, yep. There we go. At Skew, definitely Shumagorath and Juggernauts are instant pre-orders. See, I love the look of Shumagorath. For whatever reason, Juggernaut's shoulders, like the way that his arms connect to his body, they look wrong to me. But I am honestly the only person I've heard say that. So it might be that I'm the Nimrod who can't quite figure out what's going on there. But yeah, that Shumagorath is rad. And aside from the shoulders, I think that Juggernaut looks pretty great. John, it hit us all the net stall way. Gnarly. Yeah, it was strange, man. This is why I've got to I swear, guys, I'm going to Xfinity this week and I'm talking Wi-Fi with the people so I can get it in the office. Well, it's my mom's house, helping take care of her, but we've got an actual yard. That's right, John. I forgot about that. My bad. But I'm sure if it's your mom's house, you probably don't think it sucks either. Rick, awesome, yeah. It's good times, good times. All right, I've been a bit on the quiet side, focusing on life and bills for now. Been doing some anime fig pics, but I'll probably be getting back to it soon when I get back in the mood. I can't wait. I love seeing people getting out there and having some fun with pics, especially like I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna have to. I know I say this about a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to jump in on some kind of anime line just because I know a lot of the American stuff and I want to learn some new things. So, I mean, I want to learn. We talked about comics I need to get into. People talked about the Energon universe, which somehow I still haven't picked up. They talked about Berserker. The good Mr. Matson talked about a Conan series that's out there right now that's ridiculous. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I need to check there, but I definitely want to check out some anime type stuff. So instead of telling me what your favorite animes are, let me know what your favorite figures from anime properties are, because I don't want to get bad ones, but let me know what some of the great figures are. I know that a Goku version 3 is coming, and I do want to pick that up. Skew, that Juggernaut is fire too. Dave, you have a great point, but you saw the meme now, and this one fits that because he's the Juggernaut. Language. Skew, I don't know how I missed those memes. I about rolled when you sent those to me. Those were amazing. Pixelated, told myself I wouldn't get another Wolverine, but I need to see the new one in hand. You know that they're going to make that one a maximum release. And when they do, it sounds like he actually has the ball peg waist. If they make him a maximum release, I will pick him up because that'll be a single patch 616 Wolverine. So I'll get to see what I'm thinking. I love my Mofex. My brown suit Wolverine is one of my absolute favorite characters in my collection. But it would be nice if Marvel Legends came out swinging and had a pretty rad Wolvie to offer as well. All right, John, definitely does not suck, but it's a little over an hour to my work, though. Oh, yeah, that part sucks. But at least, I mean, helping out mom, that's pretty good stuff. That's what I've been doing some when it comes to her business, to my mom's business. That's the dining room you guys have been seeing, honestly. All right, what have you, Skew? At Pixelated, Swole, and Chunky Wolvie. Yep. Yeah, that's the one thing. I don't want to pick up two packs. I don't want to get something where I'm just meh on one of the figures. I want to get a single figure that's awesome. That's just how I roll. Wreck Ship, ahoy, sir. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you're having a blast. Hope you're having all the fun. Cash in. That new Krillin is going up soon. May try to get him later. Is that a new Krillin? Like, I saw it and I love the faces on it. I thought that was really cool, but I don't know anything about the SHF DBZ line hardly. So I wasn't sure if that was an old body or a new body or new face sculpts. I didn't know. I did not know things. But I thought I saw those head sculpts or face sculpts, and I thought those were great, especially the one with the beads of sweat. What have you, wreck ship. If they make that Wolverine the maximum version and don't give him double jointed elbows, it will not be worth the money. You're right, except, okay, now the one thing that I have to say about that is we don't know what the range is on those elbows. Like, I still haven't seen a good view showing me what the range is. I want a reviewer to come out and talk about that two pack so I can see what the range is on those elbows. And if those elbows go past 90, I'll probably be pretty stoked about any maximum release. Like, you don't need double joints as long as the elbow still does a good job. It's just I doubt most of the time that we get single elbows, the elbows don't do a great job. So here's hoping. I know Star Wars has made it work, but they also don't have super bulky elbows like the Black Series figures. I mean, Pixelated. Here's a way to get caught up on anime and figures. Ken and Ryu from Storm Arena. Street Fighter Alpha was a great anime watch. I think I've seen that actually, Pixelated. Was that the one where Vega and Chun Li throw down, and I think Chun Li's, I don't know if it was her apartment or hotel room. At the end, there's the big battle between Ken and Ryu and M. Bison. I think we're on track there. Chun Li and Guile work together and all that good stuff. Ken has his life in the U.S. Ryu kind of stops by, if I'm remembering that. Anyway, Let me know if anything I just said sounds familiar. All right, what have we now, Mr. Martinez? Maximum series Punisher for me. Ooh, see, I'm. It's gonna be tricky because Mafex is supposed to come out with a Punisher as well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I'm just excited. I want Marvel Legends to be good. So I'm hoping. Yep, lots and lots of guns. That is necessary. The one thing is with that Berserker figure that they just put up for pre-order, that just looking at that, I'm like, oh yeah, Mafex can kill it on the Punisher. I also may pick up the Krillin. Nice, John. Yes, Alex, excellent. Skew, what have we? Barely. After that, Juggy, they need to revisit Maximum Hulk, fam. Man, yeah, that Hulk's not great, I don't think. Like compared to I still stick with if they were gonna call it the Maximum line, what they needed to do was find a way to release that Hulk before the Spider-Man, and people wouldn't be so up in arms about it. But that's something they just didn't do. Hey gang, what's up, Star? Sorry for being late. My apologies. Was deep into having my way with a plate of sushi. You know what? Sometimes the urge for sushi calls. And now that you say that, I'm kind of lamenting the fact that my dinner was mac and cheese with a little pepper. Man, sushi sounds tasty. Oh, uh-oh, Brick's got info. Let's see. SH Kaiju number 9 from Kaiju number 8. SH Lurky from Berserk. And coming soon ish, SH Zod from Berserk. Storm Cobra the Space Pirate. Kozer Toys Armored Titan. Roman Key Gun Girl. Okay. I know a lot of people have talked about Gun Girl being pretty rad. Thank you, Brick. I will go check some of those out. I'll go back. I'll have to come back to the chat and figure out where all that stuff was. Oh boy, we've got more. Let's see. It's Namek Saga, basically 3.0 for anime figs. I love. These have been out for a bit, but the SHF One Piece slash Romance Don Luffy and the SHF Yasuke or Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho are pretty goated as figs. That Luffy is why I'm trying to nab the whole crew. We definitely need Sanji, Chopper, and Robin. Man, all a lot of things that I don't know, but I will look at those figures as well. I kind of want to, I feel like I need to learn more. I mean, bad nerd ahoy, but still. Storm Arena is also doing Baki and Yujiro, or you, yeah, I probably butchered that. Yujiro Hanma from Baki the Grappler. Let's see, I saw Baki. I think I saw Yujiro. He's the guy with like the super wide shoulders, right? We talked a little bit about that. Okay, let's get a few more here. Oh, Dave, you remember the Street Fighter movie, not Street Fighter Alpha. Oh, okay, John. Okay, I'll look around. Grazie, sir. Yeah, I failed again. They also need to stop doing max versions of characters that we have plenty of already that they will make lesser versions of afterwards multiple times over. Make a figure like Iceman or Mr. Fantastic. I think Mr. Fantastic, man, we'll see how Fantastic Four does. I think if Fantastic Four does really well, then I can see him jumping into that kind of thing. And Mr. Fantastic as a character demands a maximum release just because of all the stretchy parts that he would need to really be maximum. Iceman, that would be cool, but I don't know. I mean, that would almost have to wait for the X-Men movies, I think. I don't think Iceman carries the popularity that somebody like a Mr. Fantastic does. But I do agree, it would be nice to get some other faces in a line like that. Skew at John. For me, it was Tuesday. Paul or Raul Julia M Bison to Ming Na Wen's Chun Li. Oh, I never saw that one either, and that was Jean Claude's Guile, right? Seemingly every time I drop one expensive line in order to save money, something else more expensive comes in to take its place. Easy Hobby has me on the hook. Oh boy, I don't know what that is. I haven't even heard of that. That doesn't even ring a bell. Great googly moogly. Brandon, what's up, man? Hello, Dave. Is Mofex really doing a Punisher? That will go great with my Daredevil, if so. The rumor is that yes. And hopefully we will see this stuff come July. They have a show, I think it happens pretty close to the same time as San Diego Comic-Con. So we're hoping that Mofex shows a bunch of prototypes that are on this rumored list. Make sure go to Kaiju Daddy's YouTube channel and check out the leaks there. I'm trying to remember what all they were. Chat, help me out if you guys think of anything. I know Ahan and Chewie from A New Hope are supposedly coming, which would be awesome. Then we've got Ghost Rider, I think, one of those. I don't know about a bike, but we did hear Ghost Rider. We heard Beast, we heard Archangel, we heard Colossus. See, basically finishing off the X-Men blue and gold team. We've got all that going on. Iceman, we knew was coming. He's just not here yet. Punisher, I can't think of everybody, but there was a lot they dropped. And I think one of the more exciting things that they dropped was that SHF is also going to get into Marvel Comics figures. And I really like that because if they're scaled with the Mofex stuff, I can see them doing more B tier. I mean, they'll do a lot of A tier as well, but I think they'd get into the weeds a little more than Mofex would. So I'm excited about all that. Oh, wow. Okay. It's about time for me to start pulling up some pictures so we can look at stuff. See, I meant the anime. Oh, yep, yep. Woo. All right. What have we, Wreck Ship? What say you? You can go back and do those more popular ones, but do figures that need the maximum treatment more, or but do figures that need the maximum treatment more. I get that part is subjective, but there will always be a Wolvie, Spidey, Cap, Iron Man, Hulk, etc. That's true. It's almost like what they want to do exactly what you said earlier, Rexship, that they want to make the ultimate versions, kind of, or the ultimate for what they can do. And then from there, just release the figure with fewer accessories. But I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know where they go from maximum. Like it's almost like just that wording makes it so these are the best figures we can ever do. And hopefully that's not the case in some cases, some instances, like with the Hulk. Rick, oh, Storm Collectibles June from Gotcha Man. She might make me circle back to get Ken. Wasn't convinced by him, but June slash Princess looks amazing. Man. Okay, okay. Thank you, Brick. So much I need to look at. Okay, we're going to present. Speaking of so much I need to look at, this is something that I talked about last week that we just didn't know, or I didn't know anything about so much. She's a reissue of a previous Samus figure. And like I said before, Metroid Dread, that Samus, she got everybody saying how incredible that figure was. So I don't know much about these. I don't know if they're awesome figures or not. But considering Metroid Dread is loved so much, I figured I should show these off. Like I said, I talked about them last week. They're reissues. So if you're curious about them, you might want to head to BBTS or wherever you can find them and pick them up. You might be able to find Figma on Ami Ami, and it's not me saying BBTS bad. BBTS really takes care of their collectors. But if you're looking at the money side, usually you're going to be able to get them for a much better price at Ami Ami. Now, this Metroid, if I were to go nuts on a Samus, this is probably the look I'd go with just because I recognize it so much. This looks like the Metroid, or sorry, the Samus that I grew up with. So she'd be the one I'd be most interested in picking up. So let's leave it here, get back to the chat, see what everybody else is chatting about. About. I shouldn't do, let's see, we'll try the news. Hello, let's try it now, right here. Let's see what we got going on. That's there. I tried that a little bit, Brick. Let's see. Gotcha, fam. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I guess we got to find Street Fighter Alpha there, Skew. We got to figure things out. All right. Ooh, I'm getting all kinds of good stuff. Hey, I can't argue with mac and cheese. Definitely big backs on that a bit. I gotta imagine the whiplash of reading, let's see, MU comments out of order, replying in real time can be confusing. That Hulk needed a smart Hulk or savage slash immortal Hulk. I think a lot of people's big problems, and I don't know if you're talking about the head specifically or if that's the kind of Hulk you're saying we should have gotten, but I think a big problem a lot of people had were the heads there. So hopefully the next stuff that comes out, people will be more stoked about the heads they use. I do give Marvel Legends credit when it came to that Hulk. They tried something new with rubbery or plastic torso and giving us three heads from three different artists. It's a huge gamble. And for a lot of people, it looked like it was a whiff, but they gave it a shot. And I always appreciate it when companies try something new to see what sticks. Because honestly, Marvel Legends is kind of the granddaddy of action figure lines right now, and it can feel a little stale. So I love it when they swing for the fences. All right. What have we, Skew? Rick, you see that ramen 124th gotcha man and Jet? All right. Let's see. Ace doing it justice. See, that's you boys knowing your gotcha man and me knowing very little because bad nerd. Let's see. Anyone mentioned Jada's Vega reveal yet? Yes. Well, okay. We have it on here. Sci-Fi sent me a link or like the email telling me that he's coming and all that good stuff. So I was pretty excited. I can't wait to pick that figure up. I am now 5 away from the figures that have been released, and then just need to pre-order him, and I will be totally caught up on Street Fighter. So I'm pretty stoked about it. Is? Man, this is what happens. Now I'm reading like mad. Dave in chat, what are you most excited about the Hasbro reveal for Yojo June? Ooh, Alex. Man, honestly, every Yojo June, my big want is for them to announce because I'll be honest, I think that G.I. Joe, I'm always honest. Why do I preface things with I'll be honest? I think that G.I. Joe Classified is hands down Hasbro's best line. So my big hope, my big want when it comes to the Hasbro reveal is that they start making extra hands standard in the line. If they reveal that, and I know other people are thinking characters and vehicles and all that, but if they revealed that, I would be over the moon. My wallet would hate me. Mr. Stabby would come after me every night with a cleaver, but I would be so excited if Classified started making extra hands, just something that just comes with all of them, just a standard feature, a standard accessory. That said, as I was answering, I thought about this. And if they start teasing a HasLab, perhaps, or even reveal the HasLab, here's the HasLab that I would absolutely pick up. It would be zero hesitation, and that would be a heavily articulated vehicle ordnance carrier, ladies and gentlemen, the Havoc. I would go insane for a classified Havoc. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a Havoc, which I believe was heavy articulated, not heavily articulated. I would go for a Havoc and I would go with line wide extra hands. Those would be my big hopes for Yojo June. I guess I'd also like to see them branching away from the more classic looks, but I don't see that happening because so many people seem to like those. How about you, sir? What's going on, Alex? What do you want to see from Yojo June? I did skew, looks great, but not my scale. Oh, yep. See, that's where I'm at with a lot of stuff too. Sometimes people bring up things, and I'm just going, it's just not going to work with my collection. It doesn't work with my stuff. Yep. I hope he makes some more. 1/10 and 1/12. Yeah. Ooh. First mention you. See. So far, the Buddha is fire. The Buddha does look good. But I understand what Matson's saying, the good Mr. Matson, speaking about how the swords are on the wrong side. But is that they're on the wrong side for how he would unsheathe them? or are they on the wrong side compared to how they were with the original figure? If it's how he would unsheath them, then I would agree that that's a miss. If, however, it's just a departure from the original figure, I'm okay with that. I just don't know enough. Mofex Jubilee too. Yes, sir. Necessary. Legends needs to do a new Beast or actually do a re-release on Beast since BBTS canceled mine. That is, I talk about how Ami Ami is the only store that I've ever shopped for my figures online that has never let me down. And it's true. But BBTS only let me down once, and it's because they didn't order enough of the Tiger Stripe Mofex Wolverine. So I put in the pre-order and they had to cancel it because they didn't have enough to fulfill it. So it's not like I got wrong things sent. It's not like they've been tools or anything like that. BBTS overall is great, but they had to get rid of that one pre-order for my favorite character, and it made me a sad panda. All right, John, is it bad that I have Doc Knock and Junkyard Joe that I haven't even opened yet? Plus, ATL 25 showed up Saturday. John, Mom Pics just yelled in the background, yes. So I have no opinion on that. I've actually picked up figures. I never thought that I would have some sitting in a corner where I hadn't opened them yet, but it has lasted as long as a night so far, and that totally stunned me. So for her, oh yeah, you need to open them now. You need to open them during this live stream. I'm pretty sure. That ATL 25, by the way, looks awesome. Like that thing could totally fit in with your GI Joe figures. All right, what have ye, wreck ship? My point with a character like Iceman is make him max. You can give him all sorts of ice effect pieces, including something like an ice board stand, ice hand blast, back spikes, etc. I totally agree, and I totally see your point with all that stuff. I just don't know. I don't know that they would do that with an Iceman. It feels like for their maximum line, they got to go A tier. And if they don't go A tier, they're really risking quite a bit. But I mean, I would love it if they did that for Iceman. I would be over the moon because Iceman's one of those characters that has been shafted in pretty much every toy ever just because he can't possibly come with everything we need. Pixelated, there aren't too many figures left for Maximum. The figure would need to be popular and have a lot of accessories. Mr. Fantastic fits, but not many others. I know. You need a lot of heads, a lot of hands for the most part. Captain America and Iron Man probably fit. Thor, maybe. And we're going back to what was popular from the MCU. Are these characters really that popular now since the MCU's kind of been on a slide? I don't know. Hasbro has those numbers, but not us. Deadpool would, I'm sure, make it in. My brother and his family are coming into town soon, and we're hanging out, trying to get him to watch Godzilla -1 since he hasn't seen it yet. Can you believe that, Dave? He hasn't seen it yet. Star, I can't help but think that's a slight dig. And guess who joins your brother? Yeah. Don't worry, I will. I have to watch that one. I have not heard a single person say anything bad about Godzilla -1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch it eventually. And when I do, once I pop on the live stream, that's going to be like the first thing I say. I'm going to be like, guys, I watched Godzilla -1. Okay, now let's see what Sci-Fi George has for us. That's how the beginning of that'll go. Ooh. Skew at John, you getting the car? Nocturnal. Oh, I love that car. I love the look of that Doc Knock car. That thing's awesome. All right, we're going to jump away from Samus here in just a sec. Let's see how I'm doing. We'll get through a few more. God, please, I need Marvel Comic SHF. They did slow down on MCU SHF, so I could see it working out if they did a comic line. And that's one of the big rumors. But truly, anybody that hasn't seen that Kaiju Daddy video already, make sure you check it out after this live stream, of course, because it says many things that I was a big fan of. Skew, not sure space is an issue. Hiss, Dragonfly, Vanguard, Ramen Racer, A-Team Van. Oh my God, John. That's kind of awesome. I just want to see your garage. You need to make a garage for all those vehicles now. Maybe not the Dragonfly. That can hover above the garage. But that would be a sweet shot and a sweet setup. Oh, that Samus is like from 15 years ago. It's good for its time and has aged like a fine wine. Well, 15 years ago. Ouch. But hey, at least it's back if people need it. And maybe what they're doing, sometimes you'll see a figure like this re-released, and that's just so they can get a little more out of the mold before they make a new one. So hopefully that's what's going on. I had no idea it was that old. Star, any of you guys know where to find those glass display cabinets that light up? I've been looking around and keep coming up empty. Do they have? I mean, they've got to have those. I don't know. What I've been looking at doing is getting just some of that flat lights, like those flat light things. So you just tape them up on your shelves and have some light pointing up or pointing down on your figures. But I don't know, like light strips. That's the word I was looking for. Good Lord. I'm telling you guys, I have things on the brain that are basically exhaustion laden. Star, all of that stuff from Skull Island to Monarch series to Godzilla or X Kong and -1 equals extremely hot fire. Would you say it is like magma? I don't know. All right, let's go. We'll go one more on Wreck Ship here, and then I'll jump over to another Samus. Wreck Ship Pixelated. I disagree. If Hasbro actually takes advantage of the Max part of the name, if they're already paying out for new tooling out things like effects and add-ons would go a long way. It's either they do something like that with an Iceman, or they release a lot more Icemans with multiple accessories. That I don't necessarily see happening. Or they can take some other effects and just make them clear or give them a frosted color. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love it. To be honest, I would absolutely love it. Okay, let's get out of this Samus. And for those of you who maybe, let me find this real quick before I just hand off whatever. Wait, that's not it. This is it right here. Here is Samus in what I believe, well, let's see, the Zero Suit version. Like I said, I'm guessing this Samus, ooh, no waist twist at all. I didn't notice that on the other one. There might be a throwdown. I might have to throw down with that orange Metroid Samus figure, but that would lend credence to the fact that these are pretty old reissues. But like I said last time we talked about these, I assume what this is her look under the suit. Ooh, I didn't notice that when I looked before. The helmet there, that's pretty sweet. All right, let's jump in. Whew. Oh man, guys, we're starting to get a lot going on here. I might have to skip comments. I hate doing that. John, I feel you were using shelves or hanging any vehicles. There's got to be a way to Jenga / House of Cards it. I think you're right, Skew. There's always a way. I even heard once that where there's a John, there's a way. So I'm guessing this can happen. But it does get tricky. I don't have a ton of vehicles. If I did, I might be hosed and running into the same kind of problem. Okay, wait a sec. I think I jumped too far. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, you guys are awesome. You're chatting like mad. I love it. I'm impressed by your improvisation, Dave. You're even handling accents. Respect. Thank you, Brick. I appreciate it, man. We're trying. I'm trying to pull this stuff off. Very trying. Yeah. I'm apparently very trying. That happens. I'm sure many of us have been told the same thing. All right. What have we now? Skew. So true. I pulled the trigger on some of the G1 or Godzilla -1 vinyl / PVC statues. Expensive, but so impressive. They're really challenging me on that cost scale. Man, here's my problem, Star. For the cost scale, right? You're talking about all this other cool stuff. I'm sitting here almost done getting the cheaper Jada figures that I need. And then I'm going to have to jump into Mofex. And that's where Mr. Stabby might actually make it so you guys don't see me on live streams anymore. He's an angry wallet, as you're all well aware. Current on shelves or any flat surface. Ah, okay. All right, all right. I'm thinking you can hang the dragonfly though, and that'll free up room for something else. What is going on, Thanos? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Ooh, yeah, that Samus looks good, but it sounds like that Samus is a really old figure. I knew she was a reissue, but I didn't know she was as old as it sounds like she might be. Skew, John, there's got to be a way we can figure out the space problem. Shelves are a great start. It's all about depth, too. When you're talking vehicles, you need shelves that can get pretty deep. I don't know. We're probably talking 18 inches or so, at least. I mean, we're talking. I'm trying to remember how long the hiss is, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I don't have the vehicle capacity or the vehicles that many do. I need to make some adjustments because I've got a dragon coming at some point next year. Let's see. Whoa, what's up, Kyrus? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Woohoo! Now it's a party. Now it's all nuts. Skew Raider, LOL. I have 4 shelving units already and another coming. It's more that I have too much crap. I kept getting more and more room, then suddenly a lot less. John, you just got here's okay. I don't know where it is in the house or whatever. What do houses generally have? Is it I'm looking here, is it 8-foot or 10-foot ceilings? Either way, what you gotta do is you gotta just build up. Just get up, just like build way high. That's what's gotta happen. I am the last person that should talk about display, by the way. So basically, if I talk about displays at all, just ignore me entirely. Skew, John, I foresee a way to figure this out. We share this problem with the awesome vehicles and as labs. Let's see. My problem would be Triptychon. My current problems with huge stuff are Triptychon, the Hiss, and Galactus. So aside from those, and those can sit on a coffee table or like a old repurposed TV table I have. So I think I'm good there. Spaded, what is going on, sir? Did you know that Jar Jar Binks wrote love songs for the Ramones? I want to be sedated. Why? Why, Spaded One? Why did you hurt me like that? And I completely went for it. I want to be sedated. My Jar Jar is weak sauce. I gotta say, he made me so sad that I don't even know how to do an impression of him. Skew, I hope so. I'm very glad I couldn't back the Rattler. There's just no way without kicking my sister out of the house. You know, John, I think you just opened up another possibility. I mean, if your sister needs to be kicked out of the house to make extra room for things like Rattlers, I think even your sister would understand. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. My sister might have a problem with it, but she's a violent, violent individual. She's not. But I thought I'd say that to make my point. Didn't work in my favor. Oh dear, HasLab. Whoa, oh, pixelated. Why? Do not talk about a HasLab Defiant. Oh, oh, that would be insane. Okay, right now, who in the chat would have room if Hasbro said, hey guys, we're just going to release a HasLab Defiant? Who would have room for that? I would love a HasLab mobile command center. There is no way I have room for that. Even in my office, suddenly the mobile command center would have to turn into a table. Cash in, still waiting on my Blanca to coming in, but we need that Zangief. What is it? Somebody, I was watching a thing and he says that the way to pronounce that, because he even said in his video, I've always said Zangief, but apparently it's Zangief or something like that. I should probably know the pronunciation before I go in and say something like that. But yeah, like anyway, beside the point, we do need that Zangief/Zangief. I wish Hasbro could do an online retailer exclusive Serpentor without his hovercraft for classified. I have to think. So Dr. Mindbender came out recently, or at least the pre-order for him did, and that was originally one of those SDCC exclusives or whatever. I have to think they'll do that with Serpentor. And if you can't get that Serpentor, you can get the Battle Armor Cobra Commander because the iguana that comes with him is Serpentor. Might not be the same effect, but Cobra Commander was always way cooler than Serpentor anyway. I mean, I say that like it's fact. So it must be. Why, I mean, all more regular Storm collectibles are like 1/10 scale. The new Storm Arena is true 1/12 apparently. Yep, and that's what has me really curious about checking those figures out. Baki, Baki, I was sitting here thinking, man, do I have to get more Street Fighter? But it might be that I should pick up some Storm Arena Baki Hanma figures. What have we, Kairos? I got my 2 Cobra Vipers retro. They're awesome. Oh, I have been looking at those. I've been considering, guys, and let me know what you think. I want to get more people involved with the photo contests. And so I've been considering upping the ante a little bit on the prizes. And I was thinking, what if I just made the prize like 3 Cobra Vipers, like 3 retro Cobra Vipers? So you've kind of got an instant army. What would you think? Would you play? Would you be in on that? I'd be curious about that because I'm also thinking, or what if I decide that the winner gets a Mophex figure? I don't know. I keep playing with all these ideas, trying to figure it out. Oh, let's see. This week. Okay. So you got them already, or they're coming in this week? Hang on. I'm sure I can figure this out. See, nope, you got them. Okay, sweet. You just got them this week. Awesome, Kairos. That is sweet, man. I love the look of those things too. They're great and they have extra hands. This is why I need some Vipers myself. Star, between Jada Edge Runners and Easy Hobby, Ejobi, I don't know. X Plus and Haya Godzillas, I'm financially finished. Any advice on how to break it to the wife yet? She will have to pay the mortgage for a while. Have Godzilla do it. You don't even need to talk to her. Just have Godzilla have the conversation, and I think you'd be fine. Also, ladies and gentlemen, not married. You probably don't want to listen to me for that kind of advice either. All right, Skew, what have we? John, I'm thinking Hanging the Dragonfly and Rattler. I too have to catch up on the Rattler. Oh, man. Okay. We're going to close out this Samus. And we're going to jump to a couple more things. Guys, you guys are flying. I might need to skip some chats. I don't like doing it, but it might have to happen. Don't worry. We'll try and not make it a totally normal habit. So check this out. Now, normally I don't talk about model kits, but I love the look of this thing. And we're always talking vehicles for our figures. And I like things to have kind of a futuristic look, which is one of those reasons I've been looking at a lot more anime type stuff. I don't know anything about Death Stranding, but I do know that I love the look of this bike. So one, and I'll have to jump around to find these answers, I'm sure. Does anybody know much about Death Stranding? And two, what do you think of this bike? Because I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Don't ever do that, Dave. That's bad. See, we almost have a crotch rocket vibe going here. Not necessarily my kind of motorcycle, but it looks cool for figures. And I can see like a ninja. You put somebody like Snake Eyes on this and you're partying. Or, oh, you can put just any Street Fighter figure. You know who would go great on this? Blanca. Blanca deserves all the vehicles. But yeah, ooh, I didn't notice that. Oh, that's sweet, the way they've got the tires there. Is it supposed to split up front? Oh, neato. Ooh, I like those cases too, the saddlebags. Yeah, this is just cool. I don't know what else to say. We're going to leave it at that view, and then I might have to skip around. Let's see how we're doing here. Because this is a big chat. I loves it. Oh, I had to scroll quite a bit. Okay, guys, if you're talking to somebody else, my apologies. I'm going to use that as a way to skip past you, but you're good. Carry on the conversations. I love seeing it happen. I'd be surprised if we didn't get a 97 Beast. Yeah, I would too, Thanos. Like, I mean, they're going to need to get into making more of those X-Men 97 characters. You know it's going to happen. I still need to pick up Classified Doc, and I'm hoping they do Lifeline soon. Clankatron, in case you haven't heard, Harry O came on the live stream at some point way back and said that Action Force hands fit the G.I. Joe Classified figures. So if you do want those and you want some hands, or if you do want that Doc, and hopefully I agree with you, a Lifeline would be sweet, and you want more hands for Doc, you can check out the hand packs at Action Force, and apparently they'll fit. I haven't tested it myself, and when I do, I will make sure and take pictures so everybody knows. Okay, we're going. Woo! What have you, Alex? Dave, to answer your question about Yojo June, like you said, hands, and a Don Moreno, a female Snake Eyes. I think she would be really cool too. She's in the G.I. Joe comics. I've heard about her, I've seen pictures. Again, I need to get back into reading that stuff, but the look of her is really cool. So I think she'd make an awesome, a big black bug that's a big black bear, and the big black bear blood. Huh. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, acting classes, enunciation. I kind of blew it here. Anyway, the look of her is really awesome. So I would like to see a figure like her get made into Classified. Okay. We're going to keep going. Sci-Fi G.I. Joe basically has 3 lines: retro, classified, and essential workers, military, firemen, etc. This is true, and I love that fireman figure. I definitely need those. Toy Odyssey, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Of course, always a pleasure. All right, what have we, Star? It seems like all the attention is going to the fighting video games. How about throwing some Jada love to the sci-fi games like Assault Suit Lenos, Deus Ex, Flashback, etc.? Isn't it? Did June say he was a big anime guy? Because who knows? He might decide, you know what, we're going nuts on a lot of this stuff. And he seems to be the lead on the figure side. So I think, as June says, things will happen. All right, Kairos. I've been thinking of getting LED light strips for my display too, Toy Pics. Awesome, Kairos. Yeah, that's something. I've been looking at those. I've been looking at the light wands, like the light bars. I need to figure out, at the same time I'm trying to figure out my display for the live streams, I also want to figure out the lighting for the live streams, because obviously for somebody that takes photos, this doesn't get it done. So I gotta figure that out a little more. But yeah, light strips I think are going to work really well on shelves. But again, I don't know anything about like display cabinets that have lights in them. I'm sure they exist. I'm just the wrong person to ask about that stuff. Toy Odyssey. Marvel Legends is so close to giving us the perfect Wolverine with that new Capcom 2 pack. So close. I know. And maybe it'll be about perfect. I don't know. I want to see what kind of bend there is at the elbow. If that elbow has sweet bend and I see that, I'm like, awesome, then I will probably pick, well, I will pick up. I can't say probably, Wolverine's my boy. I will pick up any Maximum Wolverine they want to throw at me. Skew, Figma, let's see, hold on. Phil, yeah, Figma has done well with these. I agree. I think they look really good. Oh, Anton, good to see you, man. The last of the Time Lords is indeed here. Yep, absolutely. I totally agree. All right, Brick, what have you? I'd love a larger Samus someday. Wish Figma would follow suit with what they just did with Link from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Did they make him a larger scale? Or, like, I don't have any Figmas. Are Figmas generally kind of like SHF where they're just smaller than the rest of the stuff? Because I do not know. And I don't see a lot of Figma comparisons when I'm looking online at stuff. Spaded, Samus giving off some serious Sarah Bryant energy. I don't know. I don't know Sarah Bryant. Help me. Help me, Spaded One McDysentery. You're my only hope. Skew, yeah, great chance to get the old Figmas, but they do need updates for sure. I think, yeah, when I saw that waist, I was sitting there kind of ashamed that I had found them. Made me sad. Let's see. I'll have to take your knife away. My poor wallet. It's not happy with that kind of thing. Let's see. Okay, what do you have? What do you have, Anton? I know what everybody's thinking. What does the last of the Time Lords thinks about what's going on in Doctor Who? Well, I don't like it, but it's a TV show and a little basically the way it is. Hey, I get it, man. When it comes, we've all got to learn, myself included, that not every bit of every fandom is going to be for everyone. So once we get there, we're going to be just fine. I just like that sentence, Brandon. I don't know necessarily what it was in relation to, and I'm sure I could watch this live stream back and figure it out, but that's what I do. I also like also acceptable because I can. Harry, what have we, sir? I mourn the loss of the IKEA Detolf display case. Yeah, a lot of people seem sad about that. And I remember like Detolfs were going crazy. And I'm relatively confident it's because of all of us toy collectors. And I never got them. Let's see. I keep my figures in tubs and then just stock them or just stack them. Yep. Yeah, I know. This is why. This is why. You can't trust me. You can't trust me on the whole display stuff because I would probably do similar. I don't know. Harry, have they been shattering like peeps have been saying? Oh no, that was my rule. I couldn't do that. But this makes me happy. It made me happy to read such a comment. Okay, Star. If Jada did the Ramones, yeah, I'd buy those. Yep. If Jada did most anything at this point, I would buy them. That is for sure. Cash in, my problem isn't figure size, but series size. I was a bit more of an alternate form completionist for Common Riders, but I'm glad I slowed down. Import's gonna be expensive. That's one thing, man. I love the look of SHF's Common Rider figures. I think that's high quality stuff. Let's see. Nobody has room. You just figure it out as you go. I think those might be the wisest words when it comes to this stuff that we've heard so far, read so far on the stream. I think Thanos Copter gets it. Oh my goodness. More buttons. Clangatron, I have to manage the Black Series. Let's see. FO TIE Fighter, the Hiss, the Dragonfly, and soon the Rattler. Then, of course, I still need room for the Transformers combiners. But the combiners are just about a foot tall, right? Like, not that that's small, but when you're talking about the other stuff, the foot tall combiners, that's not so bad, right? And I'm asking you, Clankatron, because I don't have one yet. I still don't have any of my pre-orders for my Constructicon. So once those show up, then I'll start seeing what I'm looking at. But I think they're about a foot tall. I could be mistaken, however. It often happens that way. Oh, the Ramones don't need Jada articulation. Super 7 at best. Dudes didn't move. It's fair. I mean, I can't even argue it. Oh boy. Oh dear. Okay, what do we have now? What do we have, Brick? What you got? Now, Black Flag, that requires Jada. I'm telling you guys, everything requires Jada and Mafex. Once those two companies have things, we're good. But that's just me, chatting and stuff. Star, plenty. I just put it between the cat's lair and the Mythic Legion's dragon. And once my wife leaves me, then I'll have an extra room. Always look on the bright side. That's right. See, you're totally good. No matter what happens, you've got space somehow. I got nothing. That one died a quick death as I was trying to turn it into something. Spaded one. I recently saw the ramen bread van in person, and it really put, let's see, to perspective the kind of space you need to get any real use out of 112 scale vehicles like that. Yeah, when the Musk gets here, that's going to be the ultimate test for those types of vehicles. I'll be looking at it. I'll see what I can do with any Vanguards I might try and get. I'll see what I can do when it comes to the whole, I don't know, maybe the Hiss. I don't know if the hiss works so much in that setting, but maybe. We'll see. Henry Rollins needs the amazing Yamaguchi treatment. What? Okay, Brick. Mick Jagger. What does Mick Jagger need? Like, I'm thinking he might be a Yamaguchi as well. They just have to get really spindly with it, and I'm not sure how they do it. Let's see. Oh, what about Angus Young? Come on now. Oh dear, I'm thinking way classics. Gonna nab a Jada or Storm Arena Morrigan on site. Nice. And I think is Storm Arena is one of their teases a Morrigan, or am I off? I'm not sure. I know I actually know what Morrigan looks like, ladies and gentlemen. How nuts is that? Sci-fi, did anyone hear that IKEA stopped selling DTOFs? Let's see, because the Swedish designer found out that the majority were bought by toy enthusiasts and didn't make them for that purpose? Bougie and douchey. I did not hear that, but if that's the case, that's kind of hilarious. And I would, you know what? My solution would be okay, we got to market these to people that are into figures. But what do I know? Anton, what have you? Nothing for good weather this week, so I can have my yard sale. That's how I get to Comic Con. Nice. All right. Except, let's see. That's not nice if there's no good weather. Can you? Do you have a garage you can put stuff in? Like, can you clear out the garage? And I know, knowing garages, that's a huge task for anybody. But can you clear out a garage and actually have kind of a garage sale? I'm all about the solutions, people. Or if that's how you do it, you could maybe rent a tent at a place and just put all your stuff under that tent. It might be slightly pricey, but you should still make a lot more money than you spend renting that tent. Let's see, Spaded One, what have you? There's some good options for 112 scale bikes and cycles in the model world. I mean, this is one of them, but I have seen a few. I'm pretty excited about what we see with all that stuff. Oh, Skew. Toy Pics, that is rad. This bike, Akira, could hang with it. Rumored Jadaness. Oh, if Jada does Akira. Ooh, and I still don't know my Akira, but I know that I'm supposed to watch that one. Rick, I know nothing about this, but that bike is rad. It is. It is indeed rad. This bike is, in fact, the raddest, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far. Let's see. Never heard of it, but looks cool. Yep, that's kind of where I'm at. Death Stranding is a Kojima game with what? Let's see. Norman Reedus as the MC. Wow. All right. That doesn't sound too bad or too bad. Doesn't sound too rad or too bad. That kind of just goes both ways when I speak now. That bike looks a lot like something out of Tron. It does a little bit, doesn't it? That'd be sweet. I have Death Stranding. It's a game about throwing grenades at ghosts. Well, you know, if you gotta go with a grenade. Let's see. Looks like a pizza delivery bike for the cool kids. I like it. Let's see, what does that bike transform into? I think it's just a model star. Like, I think it pretty much transforms into this bike. Maybe the front of it changes. Let's see, into red. Oh boy. Miss Cogsmith, happy June. Good to see you this fine evening. Woohoo! All right, what have you, Kyrus? Toy Pics, I really like the 112 Batman bike kit, the Flash Bat Cycle 112. I have seen that. I think it looks pretty amazing. I'm gonna need to look at model kits a little more carefully when it comes to the 112 scale type stuff. Kyrus might get it. Yep, it looks good. It looks good enough to get. I want a G.I. Joe retired line. Maybe have many of the OG characters sculpted as elderly figures for their golden years after leaving the team. That would be incredibly niche, but I kind of like that idea too, Star. That sounds interesting. But interesting doesn't pay the bills necessarily for these companies, sadly. Let's see, the recent Marvel Legends reveals has me excited about Colossus for the Gamerverse line. They did a pretty good Colossus anyway for, like that size and all that. I thought their Colossus looked pretty good. So if they can give him, what would he be? Would he just have kind of bigger arms? Would they be able to still use the old Colossus body? I don't know. Trying to figure it out. The Wolverine is your boy. You should read the Spider-Man and Wolverine team up. There's one graphic novel that has all their best encounters. Okay. See, that's sweet. I might check that out. I know I've got the McFarlane Perception story from way back. I love that just because it was McFarlane drawing Spider-Man and Wolverine. It's like, okay, that rules. Sci-Fi Dave from Model Behavior said a new Build-A-Figure wave from Marvel will be WW2 Wolverine, Iron Man, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Phantom, and Dark Avengers Spider-Man. That's an interesting wave. Ooh, that would be sweet. And I think his leaks have proven to be pretty accurate, haven't they? A World War II Wolverine. I might, if they articulate that right, I might go nuts. Sarah Bryant is in Virtua Fighter. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn about Virtua Fighter now. You guys are killing me. Clank, what do you got? I want a classified old snake from Transformers. Nice. Maybe some human forms of Rodimus and crew. Man, okay, old snake, I can get behind. That could be something they could put together, and I would probably pick that up. Provided extra hands, of course. But man, I was kind of bummed about that episode. I can remember the episode you're talking about because from time to time, I'll have seasons 1, 2, and 3 just playing in the background. And for some reason, the bots turning into humans just didn't quite work for me. Now, don't get me wrong, if they made those in classified, they're Transformers figures, I'd be pretty much forced to pick them up. But I just wasn't a big fan of that episode. Sci-fi, more like Doctor What the Hell. The writing has just been off for years, along with the acting and direction. The FX are much better, though. I've heard that the show looks great. Like I said, when I was talking about Doctor Who before, a friend of mine tried to get me into it during Matt Smith's run, and I couldn't get into it. And people have said Matt Smith is pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't tried watching Doctor Who since Matt Smith, basically. John, rip the west rest rip the west rip the rest of my week. Just opened Doc Nocturnal. Oh, dude. Okay, that's nice. Everyone. He's another one that nobody says anything bad about. I'm glad you popped him open, John. Let us know what you're thinking. Oh, I think you have. What do we have? He's really, really good. Might not Mezco Snake Eyes for my top spot for the year. Oh, John, you didn't have to say that. Oh boy. All right. Let's get out of these or get out of this. What did I do? I just clicked. Oh, I just closed the wrong window. That's all right. We're still around. We're still here. Let's present. Now, these are not goofy in the way that I find Milk Tea Girl, Bunny Girl Eileen, and the Zombie Girl. What was her name? I can't remember. But those three, those are the trinity of just goofy anime girls. These just look crazy and kind of cool. We have Witch of the Otherworld Apprentice, Witch Hoshikawa Cat, red hair version. They have really long names and they don't have any kind of waist twist. But because they have more softer sculpts, it doesn't bother me as much because we don't know about these figures. They're probably not supposed to be ninjas or anything like that. But I'm always careful about clicking on the figures like these because I know the designers have a very specific customer in mind, which is why they pose them the way they do. So we've got a figure with plenty of face plates, plenty of hands, weapons or like accessories. We've got a stand and we've got her for just $70. So maybe that's not bad. Now that's of course going to depend on tariffs, I'm sure. Although I'm not seeing that in there anymore, so maybe it won't be so bad. I mean, I'm not seeing that disclaimer from BBTS anymore, but we shall see. Now, let's keep going. Yeah, definitely looks good. Whoop. Let's see. Not me using, wait, mainstays, bookshelves for figure display. Oh, not you, huh? Let's see. Oh boy. Bookshelves work though. Bookshelves do work, I have to say. I've got these glass display cases, and they're not actually cases. They were just this large shelving unit. If you guys have seen my stuff that I post on X from time to time, you've seen what I'm talking about. It's not like they're encased or anything. They're just basically four beams that go all the way down with several glass shelves on them. So it's a this is why I say don't listen to me when it comes to displays. Oh no, John, I didn't want to hear that. Worth every penny. I'm gonna have to get some mezco. Maybe mezco should be the way for adding on to the prize when it comes to the photo contests. I do think that Jada is on a collision course with Akira, and I couldn't be happier. Someone start pouring drinks. This is gonna rock. Man, I haven't. Have they made? I mean, I know they make die-cast vehicles. Have they made a vehicle for action figures yet? If so, okay. You know what? They make vehicles. They knock it out of the park with vehicles. Imagine now we're talking Mystery Machine. We need that from Jada, and we're gonna need that Akira bike if that is a line they end up doing. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked. What I was thinking earlier was I want them to make that car that gets beat up in Street Fighter 2 as well. But how do you do that? It's like you have to have a bunch of different pieces with dents and blown up or just pull it apart. A lot of parts would have to go into that car. And I'd buy it because Jada hasn't let me down yet. Oh, here we go. Brick. Mick Jagger is basically the new SH Figure Arts. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure figures. Okay, that works. I was thinking Amazing Yamaguchi, but I think you just nailed it. Oh boy. Oh, now we have spaded one suggestion. A Mick Jagger figure would be, or would just be like one of those solar powered dancing flowers you buy at truck stops. Just pop a Jagger head on top of one of those and just let it go. That would be pretty funny too. A Keith Richards figure, that thing would just be made out of indestructible everything. Now that I'm bringing up Mick, you got to go Keith in there. Shooting 112 scale vehicles and diodes requires a ridiculous amount of space. It's more than just shelf space. That is very true, Pixelated. That's why I'm stoked to have the studio setup that I have now. I think it's about a 6 foot wide table that I'm using to set things up. Like almost all the pictures you guys have seen recently, all the prompt pics that you might see on X, or I put them up on here too, is stuff that I shot on that table. And I'm wondering, like, that's one of the reasons I want a huge monitor, is because that's just an automatic background filler that would work in areas where, when you're taking pictures of this stuff and just outside a frame, you have a wall where you should have like this really cool setup. But what's going on beyond the setup is whatever's outside of it. And for me, it's that red wall in the back. I love that red wall. And if it were white, I'd have the same problem where suddenly I'm going, man, I wish I'd shot that a little better. With that monitor, you don't have to worry about that. With the Musk, you might though, just because I don't know that it's tall enough to do a whole lot. So there's a lot of thinking that you have to do when it comes to vehicles and all that stuff. It's a crazy thing. Like vehicles on the Musk from a width perspective will work very well. But let's say you want to shoot from a worm's eye view perspective, will that work as well? And something that I think Skew sent me earlier, look up Toy Blocks, toyblocks.store. And now you've got like these huge roof things that maybe you can put behind the Musk to make it look a little more like a real city's going on. But if I do that, I've got to get a bigger table. There's all kinds of concessions and considerations for shooting those big vehicles, man. But if you can do it right, it's amazing. All right, let's keep going. Oh boy, what have we? John Pops Witherspoon's Mick Jagger is my fave. Could have mo-capped the figure that Spaded One describes. Huh. I don't know. I don't know things now. You guys have me busted. Steven Tyler, Iggy Pop. Oh, there is a type on that, isn't there? David Lee Roth all need the Yamaguchi treatment. Ozzy, he'll be fine with McFarlane. He just needs a bit bat and he's good to go. That would work. Ozzy just needs a statue made by McFarlane, and that would probably be something people could get behind. Spaded One. Ooh, wait, hold on. I'm trying to skip. My bad, guys. My bad. Okay. Whew. Okay, now we've got something. What do we got? The Death Stranding bike looks like the Robin cycle if Robin showed up in the Nolan verse. Oh, I wonder, Mofex is making a Hush Robin. That would work. Let's see. Jada Golden Girls with obvious sarcasm. No, no, no. Jada Golden Girls. Imagine Jada doing a Betty White. I think we're onto something here. I love the retired Joe's line idea. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Retired and extremely dangerous. Oh, that would be good. Red? That's true. G.I. Joe would be sweet. That would be a really cool idea too. So they're retired, they're just older versions, but they've still got the weapons that are hiding in their kitchen cabinets. Like that's a take that could be a lot of fun too. Anton, that perception story is really good with the Wendigo, real nasty. Yep, absolutely. And McFarlane was the right guy to draw that story too. Kyrus, what have you? Toy Pics, do you think I should get the Diamond Select Colossus quick because it might go up in price? The company went down under. Um, I don't know. Does anybody else have an idea on that? Here's Kyrus. I think that Marvel Legends is going to end up doing another Colossus, and it's probably going to be better than their previous one. At least they're going to try and match the Capcom style a little more. So if you love that Colossus, the one that Diamond Select did, get it. But if you're not sure and you're getting him just because the perfect Colossus hasn't been made yet, remember that Marvel Legends is probably going to make one, and there's one rumored from Mofex. So keep those things in mind, and maybe that'll help you make your decision. I just don't know enough. Let's see. Cash in. I'm still angry. That's right. I went with anger. The Lightning Collection died because I would have loved a set of Dimension X Rangers from the TMNT X MMPR crossover. Man, yeah. I know. I don't know my Power Rangers so much, but a lot of people were bummed about the Lightning Collection. But a lot of people were also bummed about the QC on the Lightning Collection. So I don't know who to blame there. I'm just not sure. There you go. You got one for you there, Kyrus. And hands. Ooh, hands. They need the old weapons and they need the hands. Anton, I remember Old Snakes last night. They simply don't make terrorists the way they used to. I thought that was pretty good. And said in that classic Chris Latta voice, it was grand. Tennant was my fave doctor. Matt, my first, fell off on Peter because of time between episodes. Man, okay, guys, here's something to think about, something I don't know anything about. I know that production time takes a long time, but how does everybody feel about several year gaps between seasons one and seasons two or whatever of all these streaming shows? Like, it seems like it takes forever for these to come out. And I have to think people inevitably lose interest when it takes that long. What do you guys think? Because I want Ahsoka to come out and be really awesome, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, if it takes much longer, will I really care? I don't know. Oh, the chuckling. I likes it. All right, what do we have, Cash? And the last toy pick I posted is that zombie girl, Grisa. Yes, just because I'm focusing on other stuff in real life. Nope, I totally get that, Cash. And that gets real life kind of takes away from a whole lot of the fun of taking the toy pictures. And Tom, why are anime girls so pretty but are always need to put on some more clothes? Don't they get cold? I maybe not. I'm not sure. I have a niece that doesn't get very cold. Maybe the anime girls are like that. I don't know. Dave, buy the dangle Mezco figure. I will, Spaded One. I will. I don't know which one yet. I know I've talked about those two Gomez's. Doc Knock. Oh, that's getting more and more tempting. I'll get something. Don't worry. It's a great Colossus. If it's a great Colossus, game on, man. Let's see. Jada, Ed, and an Eddie. When? I mean, if anybody's going to be able to articulate those characters, it is Jada. Anton, a while ago at Comic Con, I bought a variant cover of Darkwing Duck walking to his bike, just like in Akira. Man, now I feel like I'm definitely missing out on something since I don't know my Akira. Okay, let's jump from this one. And then there's another one with a whole lot more stuff going on. All right. This one has just a lot more clothing, it looks like. It looks like basically the same figure, but with black hair. And this one's $100. But she looks a little more like a witch because of the hat, perhaps. We got the broom. Oh, yeah, this one's totally more deluxe. It is. These are kind of funny. It's kind of weird when they pose them with the knock knees, though. That's sweet. Actually, I think this one's a lot cooler, but she should be for $30 more. I do like the idea of the broom and all these accessories. I think this one's kind of cool. Not goofy like Grisa and Milk Tea Girl and Bunny Girl Eileen, but I do think this one's just straight up cool, just because of all the different things for the witch type, for the fact that she is a witch. I seriously, guys, words, they are failing me this fine evening. Spaded One, y'all got it all wrong. Golden Girls deserve a Mezco box set. Oh, but are we talking 112 like TMNT style, or are we talking kind of the smaller sets like the what was it, the Mirage set that they did, the 5 points? Do we want 5 points or do we want 112 collective? That's the real question, Spaded One. Okay, what have we started? Dave, as a genuine Mofex fan, what line, franchise, or license that they have not done would you want to see them produce? Oh, man. You know what? They're the only ones that haven't tackled TMNT. I would like to see what they would do with TMNT. I would really like to see what they do with that. Now that they're tackling kind of the original trilogy a little more with Star Wars, I'm pretty happy with that, but I do want to see some TMNT. But I understand kind of why they haven't. Well, I mean, okay, I'm totally making up why they haven't. My thought is to them, the only way they could make TMNT work is to sell them as a 4-pack, but they've never sold anything that expensive in a Mofex line before. So my thought is, to them, it would be a huge gamble, and it would be something that maybe is only popular here. Like, I don't know how popular turtles are in Japan, but considering SHF, I think only did 4 figures, just the main turtles, maybe they're not that popular. So anyway, I don't know. But I do know that's the line I would like to see Mofex tackle. Like, imagine a set of the turtles. We get Shredder, Splinter, Casey, April, Foot Soldiers. And of course, I would like the Mirage versions, but I'm sure they would go Toon style. So yeah, I guess I would like a Mirage TMNT Mofex line. There you go. Let's get specific. Oh dear, we got it now. Skew, Betty White and Keenan Thompson scared straight because this here is real. Two-pack figures by Jada from the SNL skit cracks me up, and them two, they break too. I haven't seen it. I have to find that now. Keenan Thompson always cracked me up, and obviously Betty White was hilarious. Cash in, blame Hasbro for the, let's see, like, because they got a series they didn't want from a dying, oh, for the Lightning Collection, because they got a series they didn't want from a dying CEO. I wonder about that, man. I do wonder how that went. I mean, Power Rangers seemed like a cash cow, but it seems whenever these mega corporations own this stuff, they find a way to run it into the ground. So maybe Hasbro just bought it thinking cash cow, and then they didn't know how to run it. I wish I knew. I wish I knew the details. The multi-year gap is a show killer. This is what I'm thinking, Mr. Matson. It drives me crazy, but I'm curious what everybody else thinks because maybe it's just me not being very patient. Kairos, yeah, Toy Picks. I lose interest. It takes way too long for a second season. Okay, all right. So it's not just me. I just wonder if they're ever going to try and step up the production schedule a little bit, you know? Only good thing with streaming show gaps is they're fire and makes you watch the cool other shows. You know what? That's true. But then if you watch the cool other shows and their seasons come out faster, you lose audience for the ones you were initially watching. I mean, I would think. I try not to watch a whole lot, which is part of my problem when you guys are recommending stuff. Is I'm like, oh no, how do I triage this? Star, that sounds like a G.I. Joe story that I could get into. The retired characters have to come back to save the noobs after they get in over their heads with something they weren't ready for. Guys, G.I. Joe's version of Kingdom Come. That's exact. When Star said that, that's what I thought of. Star, brilliant, sir. Oh, I would absolutely think GI Joe Kingdom Come versions, gang. You've got all these punk kids that are out there just breaking the rules and making it their own thing. And then I don't know. Let's see who would lead the Joes back. Flint. Flint comes in with the team and goes in to straighten them out. And you know, maybe you have a special guest star, Jocko Willink, comes in as well. You got Flint, Jocko Willink, Sergeant Slaughter, and then you bring in the rest of the retired guys that are just going to whip those whippersnappers into shape. Kingdom Come GI Joe style. That's what's up. Now I'm in. Okay, Anton. What have we? It hurts way so much. And I go, please consider what they get it done right. Now, I mean, Daredevil is going to take a long time, but we're going to have to just sit and wait. I know. That's going to drive me crazy because I can't wait for that one. What we do know about that one, though, is it's already in production. It seems a lot of shows wait forever to go back into production. So at least Born Again, we know that we're going to get a second season fairly quickly. Cash in. There's a joke about people who don't get cold, but the P word got muted, so I won't make that joke. I appreciate it, Cash in. Thank you. I try to keep it for the family, even though once in a while we end up showing off figures like this. Brandon, the 1 to 2 year gaps tend to be annoying, especially with a new show being produced each week and me having a short attention span. I get that as well. Guy, oh, by the way, there's a show that I saw with Kate Hudson on Netflix, and I thought it was hilarious actually. And it wasn't like it allowed itself to be a little wrong, which is always stuff that I find hilarious. It didn't feel like it was trying to PC the humor necessarily. It felt like it was going to go for it, kind of like There's Something About Mary, but not quite that extreme, you know, that sort of thing. And I love those kinds of shows. And it was, I think, called Running Point. It's a basketball show. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. And I know that made me sound like a terrible person bashing on PC a little bit, But sometimes things try to be so politically correct that they lose all soul. This show has soul, which I enjoy. Okay, we're going to keep going. What have we, Spaded One? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hear me out. Jaded Toys, Johnny Bravo, and Dexter's Laboratory. I would go nuts if Jada or most anybody made a Johnny Bravo. I would lose it. That would be so good. Now, I don't know Dexter as well, but Jada doing Dexter would be pretty funny as well. Well, also, because I kept saying as well there, because I can see him being the same type of body that they'll use for Fred and Barney. Let's see, Figma or Jada, Invader Zim. Yeah, I'd buy that. Ooh. See, Sexy Quidditch is the best, apparently. Yeah, I guess that is kind of what we're looking at there, isn't it? Check out that new 3-0 bug guy. It looks like a Guyver slash Common Rider. I saw it. It was a Fig Zero figure, right? Or was it 112? No, Fig Zero is their 1/6 line, isn't it? I know the one you speak of, and that thing does look really sweet. We'll go check him. Don't feel ashamed. There are tons of people I've met who've never seen the original Star Wars. Those people are sad people. We need to fix that. We need to make it so they can watch Star Wars. The original, of course. Let's see. Yes, you're absolutely right with the characters. Yeah. Okay, we're jumping. We're jumping. +1, Mayfex. Metal Gear would be a purchase. Ooh, that's not a bad call either, Pixelated. Brandon, I still have those Figuarts TMNT. There was a shredder produced but never released. See, that hurts. That hurts me when I see that from SHF because they had a ton of Star Wars stuff that was produced as well but never released. Made me sad. But yeah, I mean, I would want Mofex to do sweet. And if SHF tried doing them, because those are still regarded as some of the best turtle figures that have ever been made. And the fact that SHF didn't keep it going, maybe Mofex just sees it as too much of a gamble. I don't know. Spaded One. Also, there's a serious lack of Mad Max and Escape from New York figures. See, those would be some seriously good. Like Mad Max, especially for Mofex, would be a blast. Let's see. Clank Power Rangers is one franchise that nobody wants but just refuses to die. Yeah, what was the name of the guy that had it? Was it like the only person that's ever been able to make it work? I can't remember. Why can't I remember his name? But like Disney owned it, they couldn't make it work, so he bought it back. Hasbro owns it, but they obviously can't make it work. Toy Bricks and Duarte Studios can teach master classes in world building. I need to check out Duarte Studios for sure. Toy Bricks, that's what it was. My bad. Thank you, Sci Fi. But yeah, I've heard of Duarte Studios. I need to check them out a lot more because I need to start building up my own little world for this stuff. I've got the same diodes I've been using for years. TMNT Mezco Figs is wickedly amazing. Too bad the price point is very spicy. I agree, Alex. I think that when I see those, I wish I jumped on them. Those are probably the best turtle figures as far as looks are concerned that I've ever seen. I think they look amazing. Skew, they do need to speed up the show making and dropping and include characters, talking about you, Marvel, Shield, Defenders. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll see. Hopefully. Duke, wait, who's Duke? There's a Duke. John Wayne? Was John Wayne in G.I. Joe too? I can't help me out, Spaded One. I can't remember who Duke is. Star, do you guys think there's much chance of Jada doing figs of Cyberpunk 2077 or Cyberpunk Orion video games? Man, I wish I knew. I just want them. I want them to focus on edge runners. And if they can get through with edge runners, we might have something pretty rad. They might be able to jump in and do some of that other stuff. Let me go back. I want to go find that 3-0 figure that you guys were talking about. I'm just going to type 3-0. I'm sure it'll show up. One of the first ones. Wait a second. Let's go new and popular. It was this one, I believe. Yeah, here he is. This thing looks pretty sweet. And 70 bucks. And we know that 3-0 does great work. I've still got some Transformers MDLX. I love those figures. That's just not a line I can focus on right now, but I will get back there at some point. This figure just looks like he moves insanely well. And you gotta love this. He's got like a gold bow. It almost looks like a bow. Hold on. Yeah, I think, oops, sorry. Hang on, guys. Yeah, it's sweet. I love that color combination too. It's kind of the Bayverse Hot Rod, like the orange and black, which, I'm not the biggest Bayverse guy, but I like the colors orange and black together. And I think this has just a really good look to it. Also, because we spotlighted it, you know that it's going to be good for pictures. Pixelated, it might be the production cost that keeps streaming shows on long breaks. There might also be something where they give the stars time to make movies. And that totally makes sense. And I get it. Like, I get all the reasons that it might make it so that it has to happen that way. But I also wonder, is that worth the trade off? Like, maybe they should, I don't know if maybe the budget should be less so they can get more done in a quicker amount of time. Like maybe instead of 8 episodes in a season or 8 episodes at once, they try and record 16 episodes at once. And then that gives the actors time to do whatever. I don't know. I just know that for me, and I think probably for a lot of people, they just lose interest. And I don't think that's what the showrunners want to have happen. All right, let's see. Spaded one. I feel like Tom Green and Freddie got fingered. I only see Mesco Duke, Dave. Where's your Mesco Flint? Well, you know what? Mesco's an odd company. They're kind of like Super 7. They want to get the least popular characters out of the way first. So I think that's probably what's going on there. Thanos, I mind the weight less than the cancellations. Oh, yeah, I do get that, Thanos. When you've got a show that you love and suddenly you're like, oh, guess what? That show's no longer a thing. Running Point. Yep, that's it. It's good. Look it up. Let me make sure I got that name right, actually. And Kate Hudson's the lead. She's the only person I actually recognize. Well, no, the guy that was the voice of Batman in one of the Batman shows, he's in there for like an episode, but I don't recognize the other people. But again, I haven't been watching much TV or movies that aren't nerd stuff for the last few years. So yeah, it is called Running Point. And it's much funnier than you would think for something starring Kate Hudson. And it's not like a rom-com. Would love to see a Joe storyline where some punks who looked up to the Joes for the wrong reasons do some questionable stuff in the name of the Joes. Oh, see, now I'm getting Punisher vibes, like how he was in the Daredevil Born Again series a little bit, almost dang near Cobra level stuff. And the old guard comes back to set them in line or tackle that type of behavior from their own ranks. See, yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's the way, man. That would be a blast. I'm telling you, Kingdom Come GI Joe would be so much fun, and that's kind of what that sounded like. Them bringing back OG Daredevil crew should help them speed up the making of Hot Fire. They're used to it. Yeah, hopefully. And again, the fact that they're already in production can't be a bad thing for that show. Star. Whenever I hear Johnny Bravo, it makes me want Jada to go full into Duke Nukem. Oh man, see, I hear Johnny Bravo and I'm just like, hey, hey, hey. I don't know. Would he even sell? People would probably be up in arms if somebody made a Johnny Bravo figure. But I don't know my Duke Nukem. Did he say Johnny Bravo much? Let's see. I wanted Jada, Blue Falcon, and Dynamite. Yes, Toy Odyssey. I think people are into that. The one that I've heard the most when we bring up this kind of stuff is Space Ghost. So I think they have to know. They know that Hanna-Barbera is something that people are really into. I think bring up Looney Tunes, other people don't seem to follow suit as much as Hanna-Barbera stuff, which makes me sad because Looney Tunes are the greatest characters of all time. They in fact stomp all the Greek gods of Greek mythology because like Bugs Bunny, Zeus, come on, Zeus can't handle bugs. But it seems everybody's into Hanna-Barbera and not so much Looney Tunes. So I think Jada's hearing them. And hopefully that's something they can start really building on. I know they said they have a great relationship with Warner Brothers. So hopefully Warner Brothers can keep their stuff together long enough to get us some of these really cool figures. Let's see, Armor Man by 3-0. Is that who the character? I probably should have looked at the name before just clicking. And I probably did. Who knows? It just dawned on me that Jaded Tony the Tiger is like 2/3 of a Johnny Bravo fake. See? That's what I'm saying. He just needs a tinier head. I think that would be about right. Thanos Copter. I'm rewatching all of Star Wars in chronological order. Very nice, Thanos Copter. Oh, I miss those. I had my niece watch the OT with me a while back, and that was pretty entertaining because you see all those videos of people reacting to finding out Darth Vader is Luke's father. Well, she did that, but then she also freaked out when she found out Leia was Luke's sister. That's something you don't hear about as much. So I thought that was really cool. Let's see. Saban, yes, Haim Saban. Why didn't I think of that? What is wrong with my brain, Skew? Jada, gotcha, man. I'm still waiting, June. I can't wait to see what Jada's got planned when they show off SDCC. I think we are getting Invincible. I think that's happening. But I mean, I'm not 100%, but I think it's happening. But what do they have to surprise us with? That's what I'm going to be really stoked about. Yeah, Brandon, I think that was it. I think that's the names that everyone in the world knows, those are the ones that I tend to miss. But yes, I believe it was Haim Saban. Kyra's Toy Picks. Those Fist of the North Star figures are like Mad Max figures. 112. Who did the Fist of the North Star figures, Kairos? I can't remember. Like, I'm vaguely picturing them, but aside from that, I'm out. Spaded one. If Jada is going to keep going down the mascot road, then I want to see Pepsi Man. Oh, Pepsi Man should be something they can do fairly easily, too. Whew, man, we're moving on this. There's a fine line between pandering key jingling PC and actual PC where it doesn't punch down. Yeah, and I think that's where this sits. I think that's where this show sits. But I think, yeah, the way you said it there explained it far better than I did. Sci-Fi NECA showed off a whole wave of Gargoyles figures and they never came out with them. Too soon? Too bad. Nobody likes a tease. That's fair. What was it? They showed off Macbeth. Macbeth is the one that sticks out in my head as being a figure they showed and didn't release. But I'm sure there's others. I mean, I think there were two others, weren't there? Toy Odyssey, I was so disappointed with the scale of new RoboCop villains of old line. Yeah, I know. Everybody was like, come on, 112, 112. Was hoping to scale them with the upcoming Haya RoboCop. Well, I mean, they work with the NECA RoboCop. Maybe I don't have it, so I don't know what to tell anybody about it, but maybe that works. I'm not sure. Duke is nickname. He's talking about Marmaduke. Oh, Marmaduke better than Flint. I like the color red, but I'm still giving it to Flint. But yeah, Duke. Okay, Marmaduke would be about right. I know that the S in his name, like Conrad S. Hauser in that Duke particular, I know that the S stands for sucks, but because his parents knew when he was born that there were just going to be problems. But that's why it's not printing it out or like written out on his file card. Power Rangers went from Saban to Disney, back to Saban, then to Hasbro. I thought that was the order. Thank you, Clank. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Miss Cogsmith, what have ye? We demand a Danny Phantom. Truly, brain not working, mouth following suit with the brain. We demand a Danny Phantom collection by Mezco. See, I'd have to look up Danny Phantom now, Miss Cogsmith. All this homework you guys are hitting me with. This is why I go to bed sad. Let's see. Sublime. That was the name of the company. That was the Fist of the North Star figures, Anton? I'm trying. Let's see. He looks like a variation of the Guyver. First time I saw him, I thought he was Guyver. Yeah, I know. I actually know the figure you're talking about. Not the character so much, but the Guyver himself is kind of a teal character, or a teal color, right? Woohoo! I feel good right now. I've got Armor Man on pre-order. Jumped on it quick. Nice, Brick. Man, oh man, I did not notice what time it was. We're moving. All right, guys, let's keep this going until I would say 9 o'clock my time. That gives us about 14 minutes. So we'll keep it going that long. Apologies if I didn't get to everybody. It's been good. Have a great night, everybody. Good night. You too, Anton. Thanks for stopping in, man. And I'm only 11 minutes behind in the chat. Chat, did anyone pre-order Mezco the Shadow? Oh, looks like maybe Toy Odyssey. Let's see. That new Shadow is crazy. Jada Major Glory. Yeah, I saw some of the Shadow stuff, but I didn't see the full thing until I watched Robo's Weekly. That thing looks nuts. Looks awesome. Hopefully people that wanted him got him. I keep wanting a Mofex Green Goblin with glider toy picks. Kyrus, you and me both, man. But I'm wondering if Mofex doesn't do it, will SHF do it? I mean, I really want to see how well SHF sizes with the Mofex figures once those start coming out. We want Looney Tunes too, Dave. Woohoo! Thank you, Skew. Much appreciated. Okay, what do we have? No Drew Goddard, no Christus Gage. They did not bring back the original crew. Daredevil will never be as good as the original next Netflix. Christos Gage. Got it, got it. Drew Goddard. Oh, man. It's been a while since I've seen the original. Let's see. There's plenty of drama around Saban, but it's a little too political. Oh, yeah, that's too bad. Pepsi Man, yes. Uh-oh. What do we have? No, seriously, Tony the Tiger's feet, hands, head sculpt, and soft good shirt away from an easy repaint Johnny Bravo. The proportions line up. No, you're right, Spaded One. Like, I totally agree. The only difference really is I think the head could be smaller and they're good to go. Like, they've got the base there. Now, one thing I don't want to do is encourage Jada to repaint. They're Jada after all. All right, let's see. Macbeth and Coldstone. Got it. Got it. That's right. Thank you, Mr. Matson. Oh no, I may have to make my first custom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Marmaduke? Let's see. Does anyone know if Haya will be at SDCC this year? I do not know, Star. Let's see here. San Diego. Here, let me see if I can figure that out right now. Comic-Con vendors, perhaps. Yeah. All right. I assume exhibitors. I guess that works too. Okay. Oh boy. We've got the Artist Alley. Let's zoom in on this. Sorry, guys. I know you don't see this. Oh, wait a sec. Here we go. There's a search. I decided to jump in and see what I could find. Professionals, professional application. I can't find anything right yet, but I will look later and see what I can find there for you. You got it, Star. Let's see. Minikos makes Fist of the North Star toy. Okay, thank you. Much appreciated, Kyrus. Doogie Howser. Oh man, who do we want that to be? Who do we want making those? NECA is great at unfulfilled teasers. I hate when that happens. I always like Daisy Dukes. Wait, Daisy Duke or Daisy? Never mind. This is me just skipping ahead. Oh, totally off topic. But I won tickets to Baby Metal last week. What is that? Random, but I'll take it. I'm assuming a band? Why don't I know things? Truly, I'm bad people. Some sort of Ben 10 112 line. Mesco? Jada? Like, come on. No, I see. I see. That would be fun. Skew, Dario Scartapane from Punisher, and Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Let's see, for Justin Benson and Aaron from Loki and Moon Knight, Bernthal is making sure they do the characters right. Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio, too. Okay, all right. We'll see. I mean, I liked Born Again, but hopefully they can keep that train going. I know that not everybody was a big fan. I was a big fan. I'm never gonna get my Jada Starcraft slash Starcraft 2 figs, am I? I don't know, Star. I don't know. Jada is still fairly young in the action figure game. I wouldn't count them out of anything just yet. Skew, I think it's only going to get better with the other characters back. Enjoying it so far. Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but who knows? The Ranger fandom hates Saban the person. Oh, so it was probably best for him to get rid of it. The problem is he's the only person that seems to know how to run it. That's where it gets tricky. Yes, Dave, they are a band, a J rock slash metal band. Not my normal jam, but they put on a show. All right, all right. I'll have to look. I'll have to look them up, John. Miss Smith, Baby Metal is a fantastic Japanese all lady group. Okay, all right. Gotta find stuff. Heavy metal. Oh, see. All right, now you're speaking a little more my language too. I'll definitely have to look them up. When? Who knows? But perhaps tonight. Oh boy, what have I done here? Hang on, now I'm looking at all these things. Okay, let me get this in real quick just because. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who might be joining for the first time, I want to make sure that you have your opportunity to grab the 100 Backgrounds for Action Figure Photography book. If you go to the Toy Pics Patreon, it's the pinned, uh, but I'm telling you, words tonight, not good. It's the pinned post at the top of the Toy Pics Patreon page. It is absolutely free. You don't need to be a member. Just download it, see if it'll help you with your action figure photography. And hey, if you use any of the backgrounds, tag me so I can see all the cool work you've been putting into it. I would appreciate it. And hopefully, like I say, hopefully you can make these things work for your photos. I'd love it if people can do that. That's always my favorite, is getting people to be able to go in there and crush it. So let's get rid of this. Let's see what all we've got for everything else. I think we'll knock this out, and we'll just sit here and chat for a couple minutes just to cool it down. Bring it down. We're not bringing it down, it's me. Great show tonight, Dave. Next time, gang, take care all. You too, Star. I appreciate you stopping by as always, man. Much fun this fine evening. And don't worry, we'll find out everything we need to find out at STCC. And if we don't, we'll find it out in the Mofex show that's apparently going to be going on at roughly the same time. That's some high quality H2O. Well, all right, folks. I planned on going till 9, but it always seems that when I tell people, hey, we'll go till X amount of time, the chat just kind of dies. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call it now. So thanks as always for coming in and hanging out. You guys are amazing. You could have done anything tonight. And what you did was you chose to hang out here with all of us. I thank you very much. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. Bye.